Hey, Jim Davis from Fluke Networks here. We're going to do a quick demonstration of our CertiFiber Max multi-fiber tester. Today we're going to be testing a 24 fiber MPO cable. Now I've cheated ahead a little bit and I've done some pre-inspection to make this run a little bit faster, but let's look at the important steps here. First, we're going to need to set up the test. So I'm going to select a new test, very, very similar to the process that we use with CertiFiber Pro. Anyone who's using a CertiFiber Pro today will find this setup very familiar, where we're going to choose a single mode or multi-mode, where we're going to need to choose the test limit. Are we using a custom limit, or are we going to use a TIA length-based limit? The one field that is new is we're going to have to decide if we're using an MPO or an MMC connector, and then is that going to be a 12 fiber, a 16, or a 24 fiber connector? I think this will be an easy hurdle for people to overcome. So we have our test set up for a 24 fiber cable. I'm going to say use selected, and we're going to need to start by setting the reference. So I'll just tap set reference here, and very similar again to the CertiFiber Pro, the excellent wizard to walk us through the steps to get it set. Now, one thing that's a little bit different is we're going to give you this inventory of parts that are going to be used there. Our test reference cords are a little bit different. We have one for the remote and we have a different one for the main. We're calling these Y cables for some reason. But remember, there are 24 fibers in here. This isn't a single fiber cable. If you remember back to the DTX days when we had duplex LC and duplex SC cables, it's similar because one leg is the transmit leg and one is the receive leg. So here's an inventory of the parts that we need. Now it's going to walk us through how we plug it in. The red transmit cable is going to be attached to the red transmit port. A little bit different from CertiFiber because it's in the middle for the transmit port, but you'll figure that out. Next, it's going to show us we're doing a one jumper reference of a 24 fiber cable. So here is my 24 fiber cable, no connections. This is just a junction here, going from the output directly into the input. A one jumper reference provides the least uncertainty. We don't have an extra connector there and an extra alignment. And now we're going to push set reference. Okay, we've set our reference. We could look and see what the reference value is for each one of our 24 fibers. We have the power versus the number of fibers. Great, we've set the reference. Now, we're used to the next step where we're going to disconnect from the input from the power meter. And now, in the past, when we're doing LC and SC, we would plug them together to check and make sure they're good. But with multi-fiber cables, we have alignment pins, and we can't do two pinned or two unpinned connectors. They won't align. So what we're going to plug into here, first we will plug in our known good leg, and after we plug in our known good leg, we're going to plug in this known good cord. We've been calling it a golden test reference cord. So because I'm not making contact here, I have not contaminated this connector, and I'm going to plug one into this end. I did inspect and clean all of this ahead of time. That's why we got a camera hiding in the front of the table here. Now I'm being careful to disconnect only from the input port, not from the output port, because I want to maintain my alignment. So there's my verification cord. Now I'm going to plug in my known good leg. There's one. Here's the other one. We did inspect and clean these ahead of time more than once. We got the happy noise. We're connected. So now we'll do our test reference cord verification. The test reference cord verification is automatically saved as TRC, date and time. Save this test result. Now we're going to move on to the next step, and it's going to tell us to take out our golden test reference cord and put in our link under test. Today, our golden cord is going to serve a dual role as both the TRC and our link under test. I don't have a lot of 24 fiber MPO cables around here today. All right, so we're on the home screen, and now the exciting part, the fun thing, the test time. Yeah, it takes a couple minutes to get the reference set up, to clean everything, to inspect it. Get your stopwatches out. Let's time this and see how fast we can run a test. Really? I'm on autosave. Let's try that one more time. 1001. Anyways, we got a pretty fast tester here. So this is the new Fluke Networks CertiFiber Max. We're able to set a one jumper reference for MPO 12, 16, 24, pinned and unpinned. Also at launch, MMC 16, MMC 24. You saw 1 second test time, runs with Linkware, the same Versive platform you've always been using. We're really excited to be taking this out to the market. Thank you for watching.